Hey guys, what's going on? I want to take a look at the Chainlink chart. Ticker for this is LINK, and I'm currently on the weekly time frame. A couple of things before I start. Number one, if you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release new videos, I'm doing about 2 or 3 videos like this every single day. Just click subscribe, but when you do that, if you actually want to get notified, you got to click the bell and then click on all. Also, I'll put a link to the exchange that I'm using to trade Chainlink and all the other coins that I talk about on this channel. I'll put a link to it in both the pinned comment and the description. I really like the exchange, and the best thing about it, in my opinion, aside from having a really nice interface and a lot of coins, they don't ask you for KYC, right? So you don't have to submit any of your documents to them. You could just trade. You may need a VPN to access it, depending on the country that you're in. So I also put a link to a promotion on a VPN, again, in both the pinned comment and the description. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at Link. I'm going to start on the weekly time frame. Now, I think I've covered this coin probably about 5 or 6 times already, but I really like how technical it's trading. And just in case you haven't seen those previous videos, I'll give you an overview on the weekly time frame, the macro, and then we'll dial it down to the smaller time frames and take a better look at what's going on. So if you want to trade Link, obviously right here, this range is a very key level on the chart. Like if Link ends up losing this support, if Bitcoin just crashes and Link goes down, this is going to be terrible for the price. But this is a very, very important range, and so far we're holding it, so all is well. So to mark this level on your chart, you could take like the shape creator, the rectangle, and just start it at the top of these two candle bodies, right? Drag it across, and then bring it up to this wick right here, okay? Right up to this wick. So that's the range, and that's the first most significant level I recommend that you draw on your chart for Link. Now, as for the other horizontal levels, the next one you can mark on your chart is right here. So just take the horizontal line tool and paste it right below these candle bodies right here, okay? And what you'll find is that this level of support, once the price broke below it, it was a level of resistance. So you see we got rejected off of here and here, okay? So this horizontal line is very much in play, and it's currently going to serve as a resistance if we are able to break these diagonal levels of resistance, which I'll get into in a minute. But first, the next horizontal level of resistance or support, depending on where the price is in relation to it, is going to be right here. Take your horizontal line tool and just paste it right below these two candle bodies. So if the price is able to break out of all these levels of resistance and close a weekly candle above here, I would anticipate that the next level the Link price gets to is going to be around $12.54. That's where I have the line drawn. Now I know this chart looks kind of cluttered, and that's because I've been actively trading it. You see I have these two diagonal levels of resistance, right? These two different trend lines. Now the price is broken through one of them, but the second one is the current resistance, and the one that we broke through is the current support. So this is the zone that we're in right now. So here I'll try and give you a better view. So this one that's currently the resistance, it originates from the top of these two candles, and then the other two touch points is one is going to be right here, and one is going to be where we got resistance, right? So right here, see? It cuts through these two, cuts through the wicks, and the top of these two candle bodies is a touch point, and also right here, you see? This is where we got resistance. So obviously traders, they ran this trend line, and they saw that we had 2 connection points, and they sold off on the third one here. Now the second trend line, the one that we just recently broke out of, that's going to be this one. And you see if I move it around, it's a connection point here, and we had the third touch point right here. And now that this one is broken, so the price came up, got rejected off this second trend line, and now this former level of resistance, this trend line here, is now our new support. So the current trading range for the Chainlink price is going to be between these two diagonal trend lines, right? One being a support and the other being a resistance. So I'm going to go to a smaller time frame, and let's take a closer look here at the price action. So this right here was kind of disappointing. We had broke out of the first trend line resistance. We came up and we were forming this symmetrical triangle, which more often than not will break to the upside. But in this case, Bitcoin crashed, took pretty much the whole market along with it, and we dumped all the way back down to retest this former level of resistance as support. And now here we are. And there's something else significant about the current level that we're at. And if I take my Fibonacci tool, I'll show you where we are. So the swing low is right here, right at the bottom of this wick. If I click there and drag it up to the swing high, top of this wick, you'll see that where we are right now, where we're getting supported, is the 618 Fibonacci retracement level. And you'll see that this level is holding despite the price coming below it several days within the last week. But what matters is where the candle body closes, and the bulls, the buyers, are defending this 618 level right now, okay? So if this level is going to hold and we head back up, I'll get rid of this for now, and we head back up. So we're going to have some pretty obvious levels of resistance that unfortunately we just broke down from. So if you look to the left, you'll see we had this level right here, this range. It was resistance here, quite a big sell-off. When we sold off here, the sell-off was weaker, and that was an early warning sign that we are going to continue upwards. But now if we come back to it from below, anticipate that there's going to be some selling pressure that comes in this range once again, and I have that marked at around $6.65 up to around $6.69, right? So just watch for the candle formation around this level. If it looks bearish, if it starts forming candles like this, you know, these two dojis, and then maybe like a follow-up bearish candle, you may want to consider entering a short. And then I would personally short it. I would target all the way back down to where we are right now. I would target back down to the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, and I would place my stop loss just above here. And likewise, if the 618 Fibonacci support line breaks, look to this trend line as your next level of support. If that breaks, I'm afraid likely all the way back down here at around $4.87 or so. But yeah, hopefully this holds. So if you look here, you'll see that Chainlink, while holding the main level of support here, has been consolidating for over a year, right? It's just been in this channel. So if you were to identify this channel early in the formation, when the price comes to the top, you could have just looked for shorts. When it comes down to the bottom, you can just look for longs and just play this range and accumulate more link tokens for yourself for when we do have what seems to be an inevitable break to the upside eventually, right? So yeah, if the price comes back down here again, well, the lower end of the channel, this long-term horizontal support line as well. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to give you financial advice, but I will be looking to take a long position here. And as the price comes back up to these resistance levels, that's when I'm going to look to sell. Now, the first sign for me to get a little bit excited about Link would be breaking the upper line of this channel, this upper resistance line. So maybe if we start closing daily and particularly a weekly candle above this line, that's going to be a very positive sign because we haven't done that, like I said, for over a year, right? And then ultimately, if we break this level here, this horizontal level of resistance at around $9.51, that's when I'm personally, as a long-term link holder, I'm going to start getting more excited, right? And obviously, if we break this level right here, this $12 and about $12.77, we start closing weekly candles above here, then I think it's only a matter of time before we make our way up and start retesting these the previous highs here. All right, guys, that's just a quick update on Link. Once again, if you found it helpful, click subscribe, click the bell, click on all. And if you want an exchange where you can trade Link without having to submit, your IDs, your license, your passport, whatever they're asking for nowadays, the link for the exchange that I'm using is also in the pinned comment and the description. All right, guys, have a good evening. Bye.